Now, Siphalele, we are experiencing as a country a very tough terrain, or where we are going through these days, wherein people are locked down because of the current situations across the world. And now you are advocating that as the banking industry, people should actually stay at home and do all their transactions online. And please, can you advise the clients out there what they should look out for so that they can avoid being falling victims of fraud?
Thank you very much, Mr. Kelly. I think for us, what we really encourage, first and foremost, is that your credentials should belong to you. Do not share them. Your password belongs to you and should not be shared. Your password should be strong. So that enables you, that is your first layer of protection, because it prevents anyone on the outside who could be a hacker or anyone who wants to make any attempts. But over and above that, we are saying our banking platforms are safe. What will happen is that you as an individual will compromise your safety. So here's what usually happens. While you are doing your transactions, not even transactions, let's say you're just on Google searching, or you're on Facebook saying hi to friends, you'll receive a pop-up. And that pop-up will come from an unauthorized site. That now is at the actual point of compromise, where you will respond to that pop-up. That pop-up will say, for instance, in this time, they will say, find out the latest statistics about COVID. It's a pop-up. You will click. And then when you click, that link will directly to where criminals want you. Oh, okay. It's more like people want to take you to a corner for them to rob you. So when they're directing you outside the link, that is exactly what they're doing. So we are saying, make sure that when you do your transactions, not even when you're doing your transactions, when you are just online, make sure that you do not access any links that do not have a padlock.
Okay.
The padlock is the sign of safety.
Okay.
Because we know that everyone is doing their own thing. As it is now, criminals are also busy trying to make money. What we always encourage is that, everything that comes for free, be mindful of it. It's just a general principle of life.
Sure.
So what happens is that when you're on free Wi-Fi, criminals are also on free Wi-Fi. Mm-hmm. They are also there on that platforms, looking. They want to hook and make money. So the free Wi-Fi is a free-for-all platform. Mm-hmm. So we encourage you, do not use free Wi-Fi for your banking. Mm-hmm. Because here is what happens. When you're on free Wi-Fi, the criminals on the other side, they will also make a similar page to whichever site.
I see.
So you know how your page looks like. You feel that this is the same page, but you don't notice that it doesn't have the padlock.
I see.
And oftentimes you'll find that there'll be a few differences here and there, which will not be really noticeable to the naked eye, I could say. Mm-hmm. But when you clearly inspect, you'll then see those slight differences. So we're saying, when you are on free Wi-Fi, avoid doing your banking transactions on free Wi-Fi, because it is very easy for you to be hooked at that level. In addition, what will happen when you're on free Wi-Fi, you get all these pop-ups because it's free.
Yeah.
So these pop-ups will say, allow. By mistake, you can click allow, even if you intended to say do not allow. So this is where now the criminals will direct you to that back alley on that site that is not secure, where then you can have your information compromised. Because all that they just need your information, and then they can go on to shop online, to do everything that they want online with your credentials.
Can you tell us how safe it is to transact then on ATMs?
ATMs are safe.
Sure.
The challenges that we have normally, it's rare to have an incident in Swaziland. It's only when people are traveling outside the country. Okay. But now we're saying we're on lockdown, so there'll not be a lot of traveling.
Sure.
However, when you are at your ATM wanting to transact, we are saying when you are there as a client, you own that ATM. No one else is supposed to be close next to you. Mm-hmm. Even a family member is not supposed to be next to you at the ATM. At times, you might even be offended when the security guard starts removing maybe even your spouse next to you while at the ATM. Uh-huh. So as banks were saying, at the time you are transacting, you own this machine.
Okay.
And as a client, you should know how your machine looks like. You know where the keypads are, you know where the slot is, you know all those things. That should be familiar to you. So when you get to an ATM and you feel that now this ATM has a different look to it,
Okay.
it looks different, you'll be thinking, oh, it's an upgrade. No. If you find an ATM that has a different look to it, we're saying abandon that ATM, because when a bank makes an upgrade, it notifies their client.
I see.
If you touch the keypads on the ATM and they sound a bit loose or there's a sound on it, abandon that ATM. That
Okay.
ATM may have been compromised.
I
But
see.
we're saying this is not common in Swaziland. This happens very often in our neighboring countries.
Sure. Now tell me, sometimes there are people who are good Samaritans, and they might, come to assist you if you are stuck somehow by the ATM. What can you say about that?
If you are stuck at an ATM, if you try to transact and there's a problem with the ATM, the basic rule is abandon that ATM. You cancel your transaction and you call the bank. You call the number that is on the ATM. Do not accept any help from strangers. We've had many cases outside the country where is actually a group of people that are trying to lure you to intercept your banking. So avoid any assistance in ATMs.
Thank you very much, Palele. It's been good to have you here on this interview, and that you have given a clear explanation to the public out there. Your last words, please.
Thank you very much. What we'd like to say is that stay safe. Remember, your password is yours. Do not share it. Most importantly, always use secure sites for any form of transaction or any form of site that you want to access.
Be cyber aware, be cyber smart.